In the later stages of World War II, the technological advancements in the German aviation industry became increasingly diverse, with a variety of peculiar designs appearing in an attempt to save the empire from peril. However, most of these designs remained on paper and never materialized. The Arado E.381 Parasite fighter was one such example. At the end of 1944, the Arado Aircraft Company proposed the concept of a small Parasite fighter to the German military, planning to develop a small Parasite fighter carried by the Arado E.381 twin-engine jet bomber. It was to be powered by a rocket engine and equipped with rocket guns and machine guns for targeting. The E.381 was an extremely rudimentary mini-fighter, with three proposed versions. The first version had a cylindrical fuselage, weighing 830 kilograms, with a length of 4.69 meters and a wingspan of 4.43 meters. The pilot could only lie inside the fuselage and observe through a hemispherical porthole in the front. There were bulges on either side of the front of the fuselage to accommodate the pilot's elbows, and the aircraft featured a straight upper wing with twin vertical tails at the end of the horizontal tail. A Walter HWK 109-509 liquid fuel rocket engine was installed at the rear of the fuselage, with an estimated top speed of 900 km per hour for the E.381. The fuel tanks were located on both sides and the rear of the pilot's legs, and the original plan was to increase the fuel capacity to meet the needs of 2 attack runs, but it was reduced to only 1 attack run due to the need to install weapons. The entire aircraft was covered with 5 mm armor for protection, and the front of the pilot had 140 mm thick bulletproof glass for protection. A 108 Malawian Quachas 30 mm machine gun was installed on the back of the fuselage, with 60 rounds of ammunition. During combat, the E.381 would be mounted on the belly of the Arado E.384, with the pilot communicating via a wired telephone. The mother aircraft would provide heating and power for the Parasite fighter. The Arado E.384 would release the Parasite fighter at an altitude 1,000 meters higher than the target aircraft formation. The pilot of the fighter would then ignite the engine, find the target, and launch the attack. Regardless of whether the attack hit the target, the pilot could only glide the aircraft back to the ground. The landing gear of the fighter was of the skid type, and there was a small parachute at the rear of the aircraft. The subsequent 2 versions were slightly larger in size, with some details being optimized. The third version changed the cross-section of the fuselage to a triangle and replaced the weapons with 6 RZ-73 spin-stabilized rockets mounted under the wings. This was clearly intended for strategic bombers of the Allies, with the hope of inflicting severe damage or even shooting down bombers with the rockets. The E.381 Parasite fighter was not technically complex and had some feasibility, but at the time, Germany only built a few wooden models. Shortly after, the war in Europe ended, and the E.381, like other German doomsday designs, disappeared.